Flexibility and range of motion. Well, so it doesn't start off so great, but it usually takes about 10-15 minutes, and that's pretty good. So I had a lot of comments yesterday about squatting heavy. And the criticisms they were leveraging was, oh my God, you can't just do that at your age. You're going to die. You're going to be peeing in a bedpan. Thank you. And I'm thinking like, okay, you watch like a 30-second clip of a guy training in his garage and you've just summed up like every single thing he does to stay healthy. So I thought, well, shit, maybe you guys would be interested in some of the more boring stuff that I do most of the time. So I would say 10%, maybe 20% of my routine is heavy lifting. And the rest of it is, yeah, the wife and I do yoga. A lot of it is yoga derivative, but I've introduced a dynamic aspect to it by incorporating resistance training. So yoga with weights. Curl bar or flat bar? Neither. I'll show you my curl bar in a minute. It's kind of an interesting one. Well, actually, here. I use this, I use this PRX curl bar because you can rotate through the whole range of motion. You can just do, or you can do this, or you can do this, or you can do this. These are about, they're kind of expensive. I don't know if they're worth the money, to be honest with you. They're about, let's say I paid $150 for this thing, where you can get an easy curl bar for what, $30? It was one of those impulse buys. I had to have it. I'm glad I bought it. Don't get me wrong. I love it, but for someone starting a home gym, is it worth the money? Could you spend your money on better things? stretch that back out. A lot of guys, 40, 50, they can't tie their shoes standing up, you know? Like I couldn't take my shoe, like a lot of guys. My goals is to help people get their mobility back. He's only got one testicle now. Not of any. Oh no! Stretch I've done with sumo wrestlers, really good with partners. Yeah, man. So, Ambush, you're 100% right. And I asked my wife if she would participate tonight with me, because we usually do this together. But she's hurting real bad. She got in a car accident, and she's got some issues with her neck. So, Ryan, no. Edward, thank you. Too many trip hazards. Yeah, you know what's funny? Me and my daughter are accident prone. We'll, you see something and you go do it. But her and I, we don't pay attention to our surroundings, and we wind up tripping over stuff. Yeah. Thoughts on getting out the weight vest? Not tonight. You're built by like an abdominal snowman, pre-evolved out of 45 million years. I consider myself a silverback chimpanzee. Are you lifting weights? Yes. So this is going to be like a physical therapy routine, and I'm going to show you guys some of the lifts that I do, so that I can do insanely heavy lifting safely. Does that make sense? So the stuff I do is accessories. I'm physical therapy. Awesome. Does your cat have a long body? I have 4 cats. I'll be doing some push-ups. The weight vest is in the bedroom, Bob. I don't want to disturb my wife. She's relaxing. She's not doing too good tonight. Do you have mods yet? Some more channel grows. Oh, you know what, Nodak? You are now our moderator. I made Josh, I made a moderator. Runt, I'm making you a moderator. Moderator. Thank you for reminding me. How long have you been training for? Oh, there goes the page. How long have you been training for? Ryan Haggerty. Okay. I've been trying to steer away from talking about PEDs on the channel just because I'm monetized now, and then YouTube kind of frowns upon that. But if you're going to stick around for more than 30 seconds so I don't have to explain this to the next batch of people that comes on. I don't, when I'm training for competition, I have a cycle that I take, which is, we'll say so right now I'm on 200 milligrams of testosterone a week and 100 milligrams of DHP. When I'm training for competition 8 weeks out before I go to a meet, I bump that up, and I add anadrol to that mix. And usually in low amounts. So I'm not running but I'm also maintaining a weight class. I weigh 220 pounds. When I was natural at the age of 45, I was 220 pounds then. So obviously my body's recompositioned. I'm leaner, I'm more vascular, my shoulders are bigger. But if you go back and look at my natty videos when I was 45, you'll notice my physique wasn't that far off. I was still pretty jacked. I was softer, a little more body fat, probably a little less muscle to fat ratio. So now I have a little more muscle to fat ratio. But I was reasonably the same size. I've been the same weight, roughly within 10 pounds in either direction for the last 15 years. So you like, if you think about it, when you get on, if you've been a natural for most of your life, and let's say you decide at the age of 45, 50, 40 to go on doctor prescribed TRT or more, you've you probably have way more androgen receptors than say someone who's been using steroids most of their adult life. So you don't a little bit goes a long way. And on top of that, like a lot of these guys that you see that are super huge and eating like 5,000 calories a day and taking a ton of whatever, they're also trying to get as big as possible. Like they're trying to get to 250, 260, 270, whatever. I'm not. I'm maintaining this weight, so I don't need to eat 300 grams of protein per body, for a pound of body weight. I can eat normal meals like a normal person and have a caloric intake of 3,500 and maintain this size. It's not difficult. But it's the reason why I'm saying all this is because there's a lot of things to take into consideration that somebody who just pops on my channel and goes, "Wow, this guy's fucking huge." There's I want people to have good information. Does that make sense? Do you eat cats and dogs? Here's what I'm gonna tell you. If the world goes to shit and the only thing left is my neighbor's cat, what do you weigh? 220 right now. Actually, you know what? I'm 5'9" and 3/4. Let's bust the scale out. Let's see. I usually weigh myself in the morning and at night, and the reason why is because you can fluctuate body weight. The average human fluctuates 5 pounds during the day. A lot of people, they'll weigh themselves and they're dieting, let's say, and you get on the scale. The next day you've lost 5 pounds, woohoo! And then the next day you've gained 5 pounds, oh no! Well, that's normal. Like, you have a normal swing. So what you really want to do is track your weight over a period of weeks. Holy shit. 221.0. You can see that. So I'm almost exactly 220, and I'm sure if I stripped all this stuff off, I'd be a pound. It is usually from HGH. I've never used HGH. I've never. Not saying I wouldn't. It's just super expensive. And then, like along with that, you get a lot of guys that use insulin. This is what I'm gonna tell you. If you're over the age of 40, you shouldn't be messing with insulin. You should not take Tren. There's other compounds you should probably stay away from. If you're going to use human growth hormone, you should absolutely be under the direction of a doctor. I only take THC. Nothing wrong with that. That's what my wife does. Life's over. I'm on a little bit of test and a little bit of DHB. 69. I don't know if Tren's good or bad. What I do know is that for guys that are older, like my age, 50, it makes you so hypertensive and it spikes your cholesterol so much that it's not worth the risks involved when there's other compounds that an older person can deploy that would be way safer. Peter Defrivivu, DHB. My abdomen surgery, so I have the consultation on the 20th. So I'll go in and see the surgeon on the 20th, and then they'll decide what date they're going to do it. So hopefully within the next month here. How can I build my shoulders to fast doing stretches? Well, any muscular growth is going to be most efficient in the stretch position. So whatever exercises you're doing, you want to try to stretch the muscle out as much as possible. You know what I mean? So if you're gonna like work on your shoulders, you want to take that range of motion. And if it's dumbbells, stretch. You know what I mean? Like if you're doing overhead presses, bring that bar, stretch everything out. Baldanone, yes. The general, self-proclaimed strongest Marine. Well, here's the deal with that. I haven't had anybody come forth and challenge me yet. So if there's a Marine stronger than me, here I am. I would love to, dude. Honestly, that's more an invitation than anything. Like if there's another Marine powerlifter that's jacked and is lifting weights, I want to meet him. I want to talk to him. I want to collaborate with him. You've never used DECA? No. Let's see. What have I taken in the past? I've taken Anavar, Anadrol, Tren for a short period of time, Dianabol, Masterone, DHB, and obviously testosterone. Did you ever lose a fight? I've lost a lot of fights. What do you think of Sean Strickland calling out Marines to fight him? I know what he's doing. Like it's kind of cool. I really like Sean Strickland. You know, obviously, like people in the service. I mean, think about it. You got a professional MMA fighter, one of the best that's ever lived, and that's all he does. And then on the other hand, he's got a little bit of a hatred thing going on to all the service members that claim to be tough, and you know, what he's saying is like we're not that tough. You know, he's calling us out. But what I will say is like the discipline and strength that the average service member, especially like the elite guys, have, while it might not win you many fights in the ring, I mean overall they're human beings that like I don't like. So let's put it this way: I don't think there's anybody on active duty that's going to get in the octagon with Sean Strickland and not get his ass beat. But I don't think Sean Strickland could make it through Ranger training or, recon. I mean, I'd like to see him do like SEER school. I see him get through that. Not maybe he could. You know, he maybe he would ace it. But it's different. It's apples and oranges. Does that make sense? Are you a vet? Yes. I served in the Marine Corps. Delta. See, I don't really know much about Delta. I can't comment on them. But yeah, I mean, Delta takes members from all services who are already the best of the best. And then on top of that, they do, So, look, okay, serious question. You get Sean Strickland, a Delta Force guy, gets in the ring, Sean beats the shit out of him. But in a street fight, who do you think wins that scrap? You know, where you can fight dirty. How old were you when you started training? Started training seriously? About the age of 20. Started lifting heavy, age of 40. 36, somewhere right now. My first powerlifting competition was 40 years old. How do you relieve SI pain? Well, we're going to get to that here. So, the sciatic nerve runs, you got your L5 in your back, runs down your leg. Most people have a really tight piriformis. That's a little muscle that controls this direction. And then the rectus femoris, which is what controls being able to lift your leg. And in the middle of that is your sciatic nerve. So the first thing you want to do, well, let's see, if I was starting from ground zero, first thing I would do is I would try to get into a squat position. You want to open your hips up as much as possible. And then from there I'd work that out. Now I'm resting on my elbows, and pushing against my knees, and I'm opening up the hips. The sciatic nerve runs right along where the femur goes into the hip. I'm just going to work back and forth. Now we're in a position right here where this is called a horseshoe squat. You get your feet pointed out as much as possible. And the idea is to squat as deep as you can. And over time you want to open that up. And then as you get stronger, you can introduce resistance to it. That looks like weird. Now the weight just helps you keep upright, because most people have a tendency to lean forward. But we're going to get more advanced here in a second. We're going to do what's called seated good mornings. No, he actually did tear it. Who's that? Who's we talking about? Tentacles fell out in the stream? Well, okay. I'm an infidel. Okay, there's levels to this. Go to where... Stretch until it feels uncomfortable but not painful. So... let's talk about stretching. So, when I'm stretching, I'm going to go until this doesn't hurt, but it doesn't feel great. It feels like if I went any farther, it's going to hurt, right? So I'm going to stay in this position for 15 seconds. And then I'm going to deep breath. I'm going to exhale and get deeper into it. And then I'm going to hold this for 15 seconds. And then I'm going to deep breath. And I'm going to exhale into it. And so on and so forth. Over time, you want to go to where it's uncomfortable. Exhale, get a little deeper into it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Exhale, get a little deeper into it. Keep repeating that until it starts hurting. When it's hurting, stop. Stop, stop, stop. But hold that position that you worked up to for 30 seconds. Next time you do it, a little bit more, a little bit more. Then over time, you'll be able to get ass to grass. But you got to find your starting point. If all you can do is a quarter squat, do a quarter squat. You know what I mean? Like start somewhere. And don't be afraid to hit me up, like on Instagram. Like I got a link on my page of my Instagram. You guys can always chat me up, and I'll work as much as I can with helping you guys out. This lad tore his ball sack off Eddie Hall doing stretching exercises. I don't think you guys are talking to me. I still got everything. It's all there. All right, so now we're gonna get into what's called seated good mornings. This is gonna stretch your hamstrings, lower back, really, really open up the hips. Sciatic nerve pain. This is the movement that saved me. So yesterday I did a barbell squat, 600 pounds for a double. I weigh 220, I'm 50 years old. I'm not sore at all this morning. Well, why is that? Well, because I spend most of my time doing this shit. So what is a seated good morning? It's exactly what it sounds like. Good morning, right? What's a good morning? You're going to lean forward. But with this lift, if you really want to get the benefits of it, you got to get a good stretch. So a lot of times what I'll do, I'll try to put my feet forward of me, and then like the whole thing here is you want to make sure your lower back's not doing the lifting, so you're not curving like this. You're maintaining a straight back, and you're pulling yourself. You're stretching your hamstrings, and you're using your glutes. When I come forward and when I pull, I'm going to pull using my hamstrings and my glutes. This is warm up. Just get into it. Stretch into it. Keep your seat behind it, evenly, whatever. Pull yourself into it. Feel that stretch. Feel that hamstring stretch. We're going to introduce weight to it in a minute here. I always start with the barbell. My legs stretch out as much as possible. We're going to lean. You can get deeper. Same principles apply. Go to where it's uncomfortable. Hold it for 15 seconds. Exhale deeper. Keep that back straight. Lock your back in. You're not lifting with your back. We'll get some weight on here in a minute. This doesn't look very productive. What would Dr. Mike think of this? I don't know. I would love to get his opinion. I think Dr. Mike's awesome. I get a lot of what I do from him. His, the whole principle, check out a channel, Profit Fear, small content creator. He's helped me out quite a bit. Dr. Mike Israel, Jeff Nippard. When they're talking about lengthened partials, which is like really stretching and living in that stretched area, getting the most hypertrophy out of the lifts. Ever since I've introduced those principles to my training, my platform powerlifting competition lifts have all gone up. But you have to remember, like, what are we looking at here? What are we trying to do? Any asshole can squat heavy. You've seen hundreds of squatters that are stronger than me, bigger than me. They can go up there, put 800 pounds on a bar, squat on a platform. 3 white lights, here's your medal. Yay! Now, ask him to put his shoes on while standing up. Ask him to bend over and pick something up. You know what I mean? Watch him get out of a chair. They have no quality of life. So what's more important? You can have both. Do, 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 do. Arch back shifts viscous fluid in the discs away from the sciatic nerve over time. So, Kenneth, you're right. I have some purposely arch back exercises that I want you guys to do. But right now, we're focusing on the glutes and the hamstrings. We'll get to that. I'm going to do one of my favorite lifts. It's called the, what do you call it? The Jefferson curl. Hey man, this is like one of these take it or leave it type of things, you know? Like, I'm only sharing what works for me. I had a really severe back injury. I got 48 stitches across my back. I have a grade 1 in my L5. I have sciatic nerve issues, as do a lot of us. So, you know, this is what I do. Seems like last night when I was doing squats, I shifted my rack here. Yes, oh, little. A, S, H, O, R, E, everybody. Try to keep the legs as straight as possible. Just over. Definitely don't have to go super heavy on those. This is not how I like to spend my mornings. So Peter Def Frividu, if you're going to say something's not good and not dangerous, you have to say why. We need to hear your evidence-based theories. You know what I mean? You can't come on here and be like, that's not good, and not say why you don't think it's good. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear your logic and reasoning. Yes, if you do this too heavy with bad back. No shit. Well, that's not even an opinion. What do you mean? Do too heavy with bad back? What's who's advocating to perform lifts while you're injured? So, okay, well, yes, obviously, 225 is super light for me. I just said it's a lightweight lift. Yeah, and if you use a weight that's reasonable, I think that's obvious though. What's your max deadlift and bench? I hit 720 on the trap bar the other day. That was pretty badass. Max bench, I almost did 405 for a double with the football bar. So here's the deal, like Peter, yeah, you're using really, really generalized, idiotic arguments, and all I'm saying is you can't just say something's bad, because that's retarded. Like, and what's your credentials to argue with somebody who's obviously been doing this for a long time and actually has suffered these injuries and has a bad back? What's the title of my video? Physical therapy lifting. Obviously, I'm recovering from injuries. So you're going to tell me that the lifts that I use to recover from these injuries so that I can squat and heavy are bad for you? That's your argument? Mm. I just got rid of West Coast Wolverine. No, he's just not going to stop. Like like I wonder how long it's going to take him to realize that I really don't care about him. You know what I mean? Like he keeps screaming for attention from me, but I'm just. It is important to tell, Pete. That's why I said tell it. You don't just come on someone's post, say something they're doing is bad, and without offering context. And you really, honestly, haven't offered any context. Really, what you've said is if you're injured, you shouldn't lift. Like, did you vote for Kamala? I have outstanding felony warrants. You should probably do something about that. Mm. Yeah, my name's Charlie, Joey. Do you inject steroids or use it as pills? They are available in both. Peter, I know you're not. I know you're not hating or mad. That's why we're having this conversation. Any lift going too ambush? Any lift going too heavy is bad. The guy's strong as fuck. He can deal with this weight, and it's normal for him. Yeah, and to be clear, I guess I could do a better job of clarifying that when we're doing most of these physical therapy lifts, you want to work with a weight that's moderate, something that you can handle easily, but is still going to present a challenge for you. Joey Dobb Jr., why is it non-stop steroid stuff? I think the rise in that came to do with like the guys like the Trend Twins and who's that other guy, Sam Sulek, and they've kind of popularized the conversation. But it's unfortunately it's a really low resolution conversation. It's just like I don't know. It's there's a lot of people that genuinely want to know because they're either considering doing it themselves or you know what I mean, like they want to emulate people that they see training and they want to get similar results. And those people I want to have serious discussions with. But then there's the other people that are just, I don't know, they're resentful because they haven't worked hard enough to get good results. So they see anybody that's bigger than them or stronger than them as just simply using steroids. And that's where it becomes a low resolution conversation because you can't just take steroids and become an elite level power lifter. Like, you know what I mean? You don't just, that's not how it works. I would say steroids add, we actually did we ran numbers using powerliftingwatch.com. We aggregated 100 lifters from 4 different weight classes and we ran bell curves from the tested and untested divisions. And we found that the average difference between lifters that use PEDs and lifters that are natural was 10 to 13%, which is a lot, but still 10 to 13% is not. If you took, what I'm saying is, if you took steroids now and continued to train the way you are, you would get 10 to 13% stronger than what you are now. Is that 10 to 13% going to make you an elite level bodybuilder or powerlifter? Where's your pants? They're in there somewhere. Why are you looking at my crotch? No, I know why you are, but that's okay. Bob, I'm glad you're here answering questions. What about, so Joe, let's have a conversation. What about using steroids as a way to gain initial muscle base for skinny dudes and then work off based upon that? This is what I'm going to tell you. Based on my personal experience, if you stop using PEDs, you will lose whatever you didn't have before you started taking them. So, like, I was already pretty big. I was already 220 pounds at the age of 45, and I already had like probably 17 and a half, 18-inch arms. You know what I mean? Like I had a good base. So if I stopped taking, Greg Doucette's a good example. If you look at like he still looks good. He's still got a good physique. He's still reasonably big, but he's nothing like when he was on stage. And because they're so hazardous and so toxic, and they fuck your endocrine system up, the younger you start taking them, I can't advocate it just because it's so bad for you. But I understand being a hard gainer. What I would want to do is, like, if I was coaching you and you were, wanting to get bigger and you're struggling with it, I would want to know what you're doing at this point, and then try to make some adjustments to your diet and training, and see if we couldn't put some mass on you before we even thought about introducing exogenous hormones to your system. And I'm 50. I'm already shot. Like, I already had low testosterone when I went on, so there's no real downside to me taking them. But if you're younger, man, I don't like the idea. That's the one thing I don't like about the current culture of steroid use, is that it glamorizes it to the point where it just seems like, when you're young, the problem with most of the side effects from using exogenous hormones is that it's all downstream, meaning it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's years and years and years of built up abuse. But time goes fast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Sam's young. Don't think I'm hating on Sam at all. Like, he's living his best life. And he seems really happy. I would love to train with him. He seems like a really almost intellectual type. Like, he seems like a really cool dude. I like him a lot. He's not pretentious. He doesn't try to put his shit on other people. And I see nothing wrong with what Sam's doing. What I see wrong is other people thinking they can do what Sam does and be just like Sam. And that's really dedicating yourself, man. I've been 135, 145 since high school, and I'm 35. Okay, well, now we're talking about, you're in your 30s. You've maybe tried a few things. Now we're getting into more of I could see a good use case scenario for trying a cycle or two out, for sure. And holy fuck, 25 pounds. Let's see how I'm reading yours. Took D-ball and Winnie once in my early 20s, and holy 25 pounds quick, and the power is ridiculous, but wouldn't recommend, and haven't done anything in a decade. Still trained, still decent size. Ian, could you maybe expound on that? Like, what would be the reasons you wouldn't try it again? I think that's the missing part of the context from those conversations. I was once JWO, and once in my 20s, a little naive, like you said, time goes by quickly. Now later 40s, I wish I never touched the gear. Yeah, man, I mean, do you see So now that you're in your 40s, and maybe you've done some damage, as we all have. I mean, I was a drug addict. I got sober in 2013, and I'm still dealing with consequences of that. But like, are you on any kind of a protocol now? Now that you're in your 40s, because now here we're talking. Now I think it's a really good use case for being on a small amount of something, just to level your hormones out because of the quality of life you'll experience. And based on my experience, I wish I wouldn't have waited to the age of 46. Haven't needed to try it again, not ruling it out. I'm only 32 and I have two young kids. It doesn't fit my life right now, but I feel like I'm lacking once I get to my 40s maybe. But what are your goals? Like, what do you, in a perfect world, what would you like wish? What would you like to accomplish? Is that 330? No, that's 225 on the bar right now. Fun laugh, dance, memes, joke. Thank you. 5'6", 190 through high school, through my 20s. Only drank creatine and ate pasta. Well, you say only drank creatine and ate pasta. LOL implies something. Like, what's your point? How long do I get? Don't mess with me physique. Been lifting for 6 months. Bench 45 kilograms. Deadlift 120. Squat 100. Don't mess with me is more of a aura. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'm a pretty big dude. And most people won't mess with me. But I wouldn't say that when I'm walking around, guys are scared of me either. Which is fine. I'm not trying to be imposing. My wife weighs 140 pounds. She's also my height. And when she walks through Walmart, people spread. Because she's got an aura about her that just says, if you get in my personal space, I'm going to fucking... You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is. It's like an aura thing. You either have it or you don't. We got all caps here. Let's see. At the thick of it, everybody knows they know me like ice and just cold. 10 milli just cold. They know me. Follow for the try. Hold me down, but ain't more. Seriously, I think it was my natural build and metabolism. Thanks, Runt. Do you ever drink alcohol? No. So I'm an alcoholic and a drug addict, and I got sober in 2013. I still struggle with cigarettes, and drink a lot of coffee. I don't smoke, but like, you know, guys at work will be standing around smoking cigarettes, and I'll be like, hey, give me one of those. So, what's my diet like? I eat mostly clean. I try to identify. Someone's coming in the garage. I watch my calories. I don't really watch what I eat. That being said, we also don't keep a lot of like garbage in the house. So I have chickens. I have 20 chickens. So I eat like 6 eggs a day. We got finished with a roast in the oven. Like big old roast, and I'll slice that up. We eat a lot of fish. But that being said, rice, chips, pasta, potatoes. Like there's really like we'll have ice cream, pizzas. Joey Dobb, coffee, weed, guitar, video games, dirt bikes, motorcycles, training like a ninja, and sluts. I'm a drummer. I got a drum set over there. No weed. My wife smokes the weed. I don't. Any alternative to walking if it hurts the feet. What are you walking in? Like if it hurts the feet, that's a serious problem. And we need to talk about that. Anyone who likes that stuff will get along. I have no problems with any of it. I abstain for personal reasons. All my friends, when we go out, they get fucked up, and I'm the designated driver. I wonder if that's why they keep me around. All right, let me get this set. So I'm going to do this one here, and then we're going to get into Jefferson Grove. Now, one thing you can do, you can start off with a lower stretch by keeping your feet slightly in front of you, or you can go with a higher stretch by stretching your legs out. Ooh, that feels really, really, really good. Oh, man. Love it. This really, really strengthens up that lower back. But stretches the hamstrings out. The premise of this was, what do I do to relieve sciatic nerve pain? This is the first lift I do. Have you ever heard of the Alpha Country? No, but let me look it up. Alpha Country Training and Nutrition. Oh, yeah. No, I know these guys. What's up, man? These guys are hard. And you is chiseled like a heart of gold. Stupid question, the lower back, right? Okay. The difference between doing good mornings for lower back and doing good mornings for your hamstrings and your glutes is what you're pulling from. Meaning, so I got the bar here, right? If I'm using my lower back to lift the weight, then it's a lower back lift. If I keep this locked and I push the hips back and I focus on stretching with the hamstrings and pulling with the glutes, then it's a posterior chain lift. So it really just depends on how you're performing the lift. I will say this, for lower back, I don't recommend. That's where I think it gets dangerous. For lower back is what we're going to do next, and it's a much safer lift, and it's going to make your back feel amazing. I don't mean this in a rude way, but my goal is to be like you when I'm older. You know what I had this old guy told this kid at the gym? This kid goes up to me and goes, I want to be like you when I'm old. He said it like that. And this guy looks at me and goes, you mean like me now, motherfucker? I was like, oh, shit. But I appreciate that. Posterior chain. Posterior. The buttocks. Like what's responsible for like deadlifting is your posterior chain. You got those two meat slabs in your back there, your hips, your glutes, hamstrings, all the way to your feet. Posterior chain. Best channel on YouTube. If you're talking about me, I really appreciate that. That would kill my back. Yeah, dude, start light. Do body weight. Pick 10 pounds, dumbbells, whatever. Just start easy. 225 is not a lot for me, but that's. Oh, okay, so what percentage of my 1 rep max is that? Let's do some math. So that's 34% of my 1 rep max. To give you an idea. Part legs, absolutely. Kumar, he's got you. What are we talking about? What did I miss? Any tips on bracing on deadlifts and squats. I struggle with this a bit. Yes! If you want to learn how to brace with deadlifts, start from the upright position. Pull out of a rack. So you're holding, you got the weight already, and as you lower it, where you touch the ground, you're going to notice you're in what position you should be in naturally. Have somebody film you. And the cool thing about starting from the upright position is that your body's naturally going to tighten. You're not going to just slack it down if you lower it slowly. So you notice that you got your abs tight and your back's tight, and hold that above the ground a little bit, and then notice like little imperfections, like you need your shoulders back a little, is your back too arched, you know what I mean? From there we can diagnose little fixes, but usually starting in the upright position, lowering it will give you your body's natural deadlift position. Now for squats, it can be a little trickier, but a lot of it is, I really like pause squats, and I like doing dynamic box squats to work on core stability. But the bottom line is most people don't stable their core properly, including me. It's something I have to remember to do. When you got a belt on, your belt acts as a second set of abs, and it can correct a lot of mistakes that people have deficiency with. But really what you want to do before you do any lift is you want to focus on locking everything down. When you're under that barbell, before you squat, I'm squeezing my lats and I'm tightening my core. And then I go down. Then from here you're going the other part of that is breathing. Hold that breath. When you get to the bottom, when you fire on your way up, that's when you exhale. Scrappy Hustler's number is 290 bench, 315 squat, 360 deadlift. Would I call that a low bar squat? Yeah, so we could talk about that too. So, what are the differences? High bar's right across the collarbone, right? It's not resting on your neck. And what this does, it forces the center of gravity to move. Think of your back as a hinge. So here's your neck, here's your butt, here's your legs. Bam, bam. The higher the bar is, the more, that's where your center of gravity is. So if you're bending down and the bar is going in a straight path, it's fighting gravity. Low bar, being here, is going to cause you to move forward more. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry, the opposite of that. It's going to sit you back a little bit more. No, it will be moving forward. So straight line, so it's going to put you more over your toes. So it's more of a butt, it's more of a posterior chain movement, back and hips. High bar, you move that bar up on there, it brings your center of gravity up so your torso is more upright. So now it's a more quad dominant lift and your knees are over your toes more. So you're more stacking like an accordion. I'll demonstrate. So high bar, I'm going to break at the knees first. And I come down, and I'm more upright. Yep. That bench in the way there. Low bar, right across those rear delts. And with high bar I broke at the knees, with low bar I'm going to break at the hips. So I'm going to stick my butt out. And as you move that center of gravity back and forth, it makes it either more quad dominant or more hip dominant. That's your moment arm between your lever. Bodyweight beast, what's up? Thank you, Nodak. I lift 10 pounds. Is that good? Well, if you couldn't lift 10 pounds before and you can do it now, then that's awesome. Happy birthday, man. I hope you get to time to celebrate soon. Whose birthday is it? Ambush Butterfield. So far, Ambush, everything you've said is gospel. I have not heard you say one thing incorrectly. Do I know about hamstring injuries? Yeah, they suck. But I need more context. We'll get into some hamstring. Okay, Jefferson curls. What am I doing here, guys? So, for Jefferson curls, Jefferson curls requires 14-inch platform, roughly. Some nasty dude in here said the guy tore his sack off during stretches, and his wife made him eat it. I bet she would laugh at that. That was a good explanation, thank you. Nothing, let's see. You are jacked, my friend. How old are you, if you don't mind me saying? 50. 50. So Jefferson curls are another lightweight lift. It would be considered a deadlift. And we are going to purposely curve our spine on this. We're going to purposely round our lower back with the intention of, you know, the back's segmented. We want to stretch each one of those segments out. And on top of that, we want to stretch the hamstrings. So I get the weight, and basically I'm going to round my shoulders and focus on trying to do each segment of the back individually. Nice and round. And then when I get to the bottom, I want to use that weight to pull me into as much of a stretch as possible, to where it's uncomfortable. Not painful, uncomfortable. And then as everything's stretched out, I'm going to reverse it, starting with the shoulders. I'll pull up, lower back, and then straighten everything out. Stretch. Stretch. Try to keep the legs as straight as possible. Now, what did we do with the seated good mornings? Tight back, rigid spine, pulling from the glutes and the hamstrings. Now what are we doing with this? Loose back, tight butt, tight hamstrings, pulling from the back. What did I miss here? Yeah, what do you want to do?
I don't know. So what you up to?
Oh, I'm doing my little physical therapy stretching stuff.
Oh, hi.
Did you want to do any mitt training or anything?
I don't know. I don't want to do something major. I just want to do something like...
Name a car for an edit. Well, I'll name my first true love. 66 Mustang Coupe with a 289 Cleveland. Tips for warming lower back. Is that your kid? I certainly hope so. Are you a nanny? No. Anything about hamstring proximal tendinopathy? Oof. I gotta get my wife out here for that one. She's the well, what is that saying? Proximal tendinopathy. So your tendons are wearing down or degrading. Proximal means that they're attached to your hamstring muscles. Ooh, yeah. I mean, you gotta do full range of motion exercises with resistance, like a hamstring curl, or any movement really. It needs to be light. It needs to stretch. It needs a full range of motion of the muscle. Hello, Daddy. Hi, are you, bestie? You is best, Daddy. Hokey bestie.
What?
It's like my butt. Had it for 10 years. God bless her. Anything about it? So yeah. So how old are you, Lion? Oh, bless her. Oh, I love this. She's my road dog.
What? No?
31. Ooh. What do you do? So what do you what kind of exercises do you like to do? You know, what kind of training do you, if you do you train? Tendinopathies are a tough one.
Huh?
What do you think is the best? I love you, Big Daddy. Thank you, Prio. How much do you look? How much do you look? You're going to try me. Bars you curl a day. Hi, Miles. How much do you look? How much do you live? I was playing football, soccer. So we're doing sports where it required quick directional changes. Probably back and forth. Did it start with, did you pull your hamstrings? It was just a injury you never recovered from? Or is it something that is chronic that's happened over a period of time and is getting worse? Like, what are we dealing with? Yeah, I would think so. And hamstring, anything where you're, but the key is, Bobby, correct me if you think I'm wrong on this, tendinopathy, unless it's a chronic disease that's causing it, the only way to combat it is by full range and even extreme range of motion resistance training. Would you not agree with that? Is Anavar good for the first timer? Well, I gotta be careful with the YouTube. I wouldn't say anything's good or bad. Like, what are we talking about? Like, what kind of training are you already doing? Are you just gonna like take steroids and start lifting? Like, have you been lifting for a long time? Do you have goals? Are you competing? Are you doing a sport? Like, why would you want to take Anavar? Like, what's your motivation? Had it for 10 years, feels good when I do leg exercises, but when I don't train, it hurts. I'm telling you, man. Look, part of the fact of getting older, you see, if you watched earlier in this video, I was almost doing the splits, and I can get really, really stretched in some good positions. But
I want to do it right now.
every day it hurts to start it all over again. You know what I mean? I've never had a day where it didn't hurt when I started stretching. It's just one of those things. It's like it's use it or lose it at our age. You know what I mean? Like the second you stop, you gotta almost start over again.
Can I show off my house that I made?
So your hamstring feels like it's out of place. I'm trying to.
Okay, I'll just ask for it.
Have you been to a doctor? Have you been diagnosed with anything? Bodybuilding. Been in the gym for 4 years. Gains have stopped. No progress anymore. That's why I'm frustrated. I want to get big. All right, so what's your program? What's your diet? And I don't need to know everything you're eating, but how many calories a day are you eating? What kind of training are you doing? Meaning 5x5, Wendler 531, conjugate. Are you lifting high weight, high rep, low weight, high rep, high weight, low rep? Like, what kind of program are we doing? One motivated guy. Yo, what's up? That's the guy you need to talk to. If you want to get big fast, do what he does. But I'm telling you right now, that's a commitment.
One motivated guy? Who's that?
Dude, my Negro looks kind of big. Might be swollen.
Where is it?
What is she doing? She's having a conniption fit because I'm not giving her attention.
I just want to know if I could show my house. Then maybe.
Probably a few million years to get used to being bipedal. Issues were universal. How tall am I? How much do I weigh? I'm 5'9", 3/4. I'm 220 pounds. Wait, Franklin, no one can answer that for you. Should I do tests? What would be your reason for doing tests? I have a daughter, she's 9. Yeah, but is she energetic?
I'm 9.
Nice, but I'm gonna do some tests.
Okay.
Oh, Dallas, come here real quick. Dallas, come here.
5 kids.
Did you do the... You can show them your house. Did you do the cat boxes yet?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, I will.
Yeah, good. You can show them your house. Alright, I'm going to do a full set of Jefferson curls just to show you guys what it would look like. Let me do this real quick.
Okay. Oh no.
Full speed. You can change your foot with platform stability is important. And this changes the direction it stretches your hamstring.
Ow.
All right. Show me your house.
I'm at a house. I'm at a house today. And this is my house. There's a cat on the table. It's a huge cat tree. And one of those weird scratchy things at the bottom. There's a table and a bench.
Bring it up.
And in the back there's a bed, a wallpaper, and then there's a little kitchen with an island. And this is the outside.
And she used all my paints without asking me.
Because you were asleep.
Is that exercise targeting your ham and glutes or lower back? Yes. Oh, Mom's calling you. It's more specifically targeting your back. Because what you're doing is you're trying to round the segments and stretch your back out. And then at the bottom of the lift, you're letting those weights pull you into a stretch position like you're on an inversion table. But then when you activate, you are pulling from your... when you're at the deepest stretch position, as long as you're keeping your legs straight and you're allowing those weights to pull you into the stretch, it's stretching your hamstrings out and it's opening up. It can help open the piriformis up from the gluteus maximus and minimus and allow that sciatic nerve to glide in that a little bit.
Chores. No freaking basketball.
531 works for me. I did Wendler for 5 years. And a matter of fact, anytime I don't have a program or I don't have a trainer, I usually revert back to the 531 as a standard template. Any benefits of knee sleeves? Yeah, I wear them all the time. Now these are really light duty sleeves. They're not going to help me lift more, but the compression, the problem with being 50 is that everything just hurts. You know what I mean? It hurts to warm up to do squats. It just hurts. It's just, you get older and shit hurts. You get a little bit of arthritis. You got some mileage on the meniscus. There's just no way around it. Having a little bit of compression keeps your knees warm. It relieves some of that pain by pressurizing between the joints. It's really good especially if you're going to do like anything that's extended range of motion. The sleeves really, really help. I have an air fryer. I love that thing. Let's see. I only did cycles.
It's like you ever use it.
Do you do tests nonstop? Yes. Since the age of 46, when I got tested for low testosterone, I've been on testosterone since then, and I will, at a minimum, be on a doctor-prescribed amount. Isn't it more comfortable to exercise without your shirt? Depends. If you're out in the sun, in the desert, probably not that good of a time. If it's cold, it's nice to have something on underneath the. I can't, Pete. I'm not going to talk about that just because it's YouTube. Natty, no.
I go to fuck your dad.
Bloated transsexual Santa Claus. You win the best name ever. Yeah, it is the Grinch. That is great. Bloated transsexual Santa Claus.
Tell him your name, Dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
Make us try this.
Smells like Mountain Dew in here. Smells like a Bengay factory. All right, we'll do one more set of these, and then we'll get into what we're talking about. Initially, the conversation was around SI pain, sciatic nerve, hips. So a lot of what I'm doing is I'm derailing the training I was doing just to specify some movements that you can do to help relieve sciatic nerve pain, and introduce weights to stretching to make it dynamic. So why is that important? Why is it important to add weights to stretching? Because you're going to progressively overload those stretches just like you would any other training, and it's going to strengthen and bulletproof your entire fucking body so you'll be a tank. And then you get those guys that come in and chat and they go, "Oh my God, you can't do that lift. It's going to kill you." Shut up, moron. Hey, Bob, do you think I should do handstand presses since we're doing extreme range of motion stuff? You can also do these one arm if you want. If you wanted to like focus on rotation, get a little bit of your. This usually focuses on one leg more than the other, so you got to do both sides. But this really works your hips, lower back, stretches everything out. This is the important part: is keep your legs straight, feel that stretch. Right. everything we're doing is we're trying to push those hips through. So I've got like a curve in my spine. There's also another reason why my gut sticks up sometimes. Do you have any good glute exercises? Squats. Well, I missed a Marine Corps question. Hold on here. Where'd it go? So I'm sorry. Didn't hear a fellow brother look for one. Semper Fidelis. Carolyn. Hell yeah. Corporal, United States Marine Corps 2-3 all over. What was your MLS? I was an 0844. Field Artillery Fire Direction Control Man. Big guns. 155 millimeter howitzers. 511's a HIMARS battalion now. You're thick. I'll take it. Greetings from Germany, salty Seasack. If you don't mind asking, how old are you, my man? Rico Papa, 50. I love boxing and football. Lion. Well, we do boxing. I haven't played football in a while, but 1311 combat engineer. You mean 0311? Okay. That's what I thought. I'm like, 1311, I don't know. Can someone get a good body size just doing powerlifting? All right, I'm going to give you only need to do 5 lifts. And if you do these 5 lifts with full range of motion and all their variations, you will be built better than anyone you've ever seen. First one is squats, in order of importance. Squats, deadlift, bench press, barbell rows, overhead press. Those 5 lifts, and that's all you ever have to do. Now, if you want to throw weighted pull-ups and dips in there, or replace bench press with weighted dips, you can't replace barbell rows with weighted pull-ups, but they're definitely, like, weighted pull-ups are great. Any pull-up, really. Compound exercises, yeah. No, I knew 0311 was infantry, but originally you had 1311. That's why I was confused. I was like, what the hell's a 1311? What is an 08? So my brother-in-law is an 0351, which I believe is automatic rifleman. But somebody yesterday told me they were an 0372. What is that? I've never heard of that. What's an 0372? Lion meat from London. Hell yeah, my family's from Ireland, and they immigrated from England in the late 40s after World War II.
What? We do it all the time.
UNC pushing 60. Yeah, I'm not sure either. 0351 is anti-tank stuff. Oh. Well, he was in the Battle of Fallujah, and what was notable about him was he was in the street with a. No, it wasn't a saw. It was a 240 Gulf, and he was running out of ammunition, and they were screaming to get more ammo. And he wouldn't leave his position, so they literally ran up and grabbed him by his gear and dragged him out of the street. 0331, maybe that's what it is. I'll have to ask him. I thought he said 0351. I'm not, like, obviously everyone knows what an 0311 is. 0811 is gun bunny, the gun line, big gun rocks we call them. 0844 is fire direction control, and then you've got your comm guys and your meteorologists. That's right. Artillery has meteorologists. This guy's job is to literally send balloons up into the air. How do you get that job? Wait, are you Shawn Michaels? I'm not sure. Which year are we talking about? Was you always jacked? No. No, I mean, I was always pretty stocky. I'm kind of not really liking what you got going on here.
Why?
Well, you're chewing gum with your mouth open, and you're doing it in the camera, which is kind of gross. Like, what do we got going on? Are you going to train with Dad, or are you just going to, like...
I'm gonna try. I'm just waiting.
On what? What do you want to do? Want to do some stretching?
That's right.
Get rid of that gum, please.
Why?
Because it's gross. You're chewing with your mouth open. I don't like it.
What you
I don't like it. Okay. I'm being daddy right now.
I just got a new piece.
Normally she does whatever she wants and I don't say anything, but when she's gross and I can hear her chewing, it's got to stop.
I just got a new piece. My old piece.
0321 Recon. We had light armor, LAR, light armor reconnaissance over there in 53 area where I was at. They had the LAVs. You know what's funny? The Army got strikers, right? When the striker came out, it was like this big deal. Oh, the striker. And I'm looking at this thing like, isn't that an LAR? Or LAV? Like, haven't we had those for like since Vietnam?
Stretches.
All right.
Stretches.
Wait.
What have you been eating?
Huh?
What have you been eating?
Nothing.
Then why do you have a plate?
Where's your weight?
Mine?
Yeah.
I'm 55.
So I need you to legs against mine.
I'm not gonna touch the weight.
No, you're not. More. Push that one out.
You don't have to stop.
Keep going. Except when you stop, it hurts. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14. All right.
You're not doing that to me. Yeah, you know that. It's so unsafe, Dad. I'm back here, by the way. How about you? And I think he's got it. Need help again?
Oh, this one?
Okay, anyway. How goofy. The hell going on? And what I suppose is what memory served back in 0007. Hey, sweetie.
Now this is the other thing I like to do to really open the sciatic nerve up.
Oh, yeah.
Get on your leg. You want to roll and roll your hips stretching this part out from the glute to the knee. You're going to roll over this way to this way and rotate that hip through it. And this allows the sciatic nerve to glide a little. And you can change the position of your leg a little. And kind of work through the entire range of motion.
Dad, you were teaching me this, right?
This is the other stretch I like to do with my elbow.
I put a weight on. Forever. I'm on my daughter's account. Name's Brent. Sup?
What is that? Moderators, check that out.
The what? That guy at Walmart. He speaks our language. Brent isn't.
You notice I'm moving it back and forth? Femur in its socket while
Did you push me a little during Trump campaign law? Ohio. Yeah. I like that guy at Walmart. Don't block him. He speaks our language. Or the last year's language, but we understand it.
What are we talking about?
That guy at Walmart.
Do 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 do.
Do not.
Skibidi toilet.
Do not get rid of him. He is the best person ever.
Yeah, do me a favor. Tell it. You gotta be really careful. Like when I'm not paying attention to the screen, you have to remember that like a lot of the people that pop in on this chat don't know me. They don't know you.
He's funny though.
Listen to me. He might be fine, but you don't know who you're talking to a lot. I mean, please chew with your mouth closed. Third Marine Division. Third Marine. That's that's Hawaii or Okinawa. That one motivated guy. I was going to say that to you because some weird stuff on here. Yeah, I know. And I mean, like, we can get a good conversation going and people will be bagging on me and it's like they say some really vile things and I ignore them, but she's just like, she doesn't know. You know what I mean? I wanted to join the Royal Air Force. This is what I will say. I served with a lot of British guys, and those guys are awesome. All Marines are riflemen. I had to do what I had to do. Okinawa, yeah, that's what I thought. Yes, the one thing that distinguishes the Marine Corps. Stop. No. The one thing that distinguishes the Marine Corps from the rest of the services is that every single MOS has to go through some form of infantry training. Whether you're a pilot, supply. So that if a small base, a forward operating base, a compound, whatever, were to get assaulted by the battery, every single person in that base could grab a rifle and engage the enemy. Now, does that mean we're experts? Like, if a guy is in supply and he goes through infantry training, is he going to be as good as the guys who are in the infantry? No. obviously not, because that's what they do. They're doing it every week, day in, day out. We do our rifle qualifications. Like I was artillery, so we had to patrol our own positions. So obviously we had to go and get enough training to do that kind of thing. And then a lot of times what they would do is they would take, when the artillery wasn't needed, they would take us and use us as auxiliary infantry, which we weren't like never going to be as good as regular infantry people. My daughter. Yeah, no, I love her, man. She goes, there's no weights on there, sweetheart.
I'm not. I'm putting this up and then the weights
Why don't you put the weights on first?
on. Okay. It's a default.
Okay, so let's see. We did what do you call it? Seated Good Mornings. We did Jefferson Curls. Let me see what she's doing.
So,
You should try creatine, bro. So you know what's interesting? Like I have a lot of people come on and tell me what I should or shouldn't do, but they don't ask me what I do. You know what I mean? Like, what makes you think in 50 years of working out I've never tried creatine? What's the heaviest you lifted? Deadlift. I had a 720-pound deadlift the other day on the trap bar.
ow. I hit my head.
Sure, that is. Lighting's not the best. All right, let me see. What are we doing?
I'm doing 2 10s and 2 5s. So 30.
So we did horseshoe squats. We did Jefferson curls. We did seated good mornings.
50.
Do you want to do some bag training?
Why?
Because I've pretty much worked everything I'm going to work with weights. I'm almost done with training. What are you trying to do?
I want to do this thing.
What is this thing? What are you trying to do? What exercise are you trying to perform? Or are you just trying to swing from it like a gym?
I don't know what kind of exercise it is. Is it one time?
Holy crap.
It's 50.
It's 50 pounds.
I'm 55.
But it's not. It's only 25 pounds because when you use one side, it's a 2-to-1 mechanical advantage. And when you use both together, it's a 1-to-1 mechanical advantage. So it's actually only 25 pounds.
I can't reach.
All right, sweetheart.
What are those for?
Well, today's all about physical therapy, ladies.
I'm getting physical therapy. No matter what you're gonna do, I'm just gonna do this myself.
You're in my way, though.
What?
And by setting this up here, that's going to make it easier for me to get up there.
Yeah!
You're in my way.
Makes me wonder how he does this every day. What is
George Jackson, what's up? Oh, handsome press, okay. I'm glad you're living a good life. You seem to really deserve it. Me? Maddie? Yeah. We're simple folk. I work construction. I make enough money to support a family. I wish I could do YouTube full time and get paid to train, but I've got 2 kids. They're mostly awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful wife. I don't have anything fancy. I've got a Mustang GT, but it's an '09.
You got me Gucci for my birthday. I want to know what this thing is.
That looks better for doing deep push-ups than stacking books. Those are oil change ramps. No, put it back.
Why?
Because I'm using it.
I know what I was in the...
Okay.
Put it back after I figured out this thing.
So now it's a 1-to-1. Now it's a 1-to-1 pulley, and she can't move it.
I put too much weight on it. I added 2 more times.
Let me see. It might be broken. Let me check. It's not broken.
Is it broken?
You can do it. No. Oh, let me see. That's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. How much do you weigh? That weighs 20 pounds more than you do. So what you would need to do is brace your leg on something that doesn't move. The other one needs to go on the other side. I know you got the flexibility. Now straighten your legs out. Now pull. Honestly, so that movement she just did right there, that's actually one of the ones I was going to do for you guys with the physical therapy lifting.
Really?
Yes. Did you get the parallel bars? You talking to me?
Let me try again.
You look like you're on steroids. Obviously. Well, newsflash. You know, you weren't here like 10 minutes ago when someone else said the same thing.
I'm going back to 50.
She's awesome, bro. No, she is. She's really good. Normally, like, we have a plan and we work out together. I don't have a plan, so she's just out here with me. I'm not trying to injure her. She's doing that, and she'd be out here doing it whether she was on camera or not. Matter of fact, she doesn't listen to me when I tell her to stop.
I didn't cry today when I got a boo-boo.
See, you're knocking all my stuff down.
No, but I didn't cry today when I got this
What?
boo-boo.
Okay, so I need to get my steps here my way. You want to join me? Like push-ups?
Yeah. You can go first.
You can do normal push-ups. Do you think you can do these?
Yeah.
You can try it, but let me go first. I'm going to widen these out a little bit, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go Cobra into downward dog.
I'm not doing anything. I'm punching bag, not anything. Getting ready for the amazing dad. Let's go, Father. Let's go. Let's go, Father. Let's go.
Oh, you said you didn't want a box.
I'm just kicking it. That's not boxing. Yeah. Oh my God. idiot who workouts. I actually like working out. It's the first time in forever.
Hey, can you do me a favor? Would you mind filling this up for me?
What up?
You know how to do the coffee?
Yeah.
The pods?
No.
Really? You don't know how to do them? All right, give me a second.
Can I detain people?
No, I'd rather you not.
I'll just ask Mom.
Mom. So what is a, did you say a plank push-up? High Energy Ape. Love that name. Thank you. I feel bad. So I want to get my daughter involved, but she can't do a lot of this stuff. You know, like,
It's doing it.
what is a plank push-up? How much gear in you? Oh, wow, it's only been 10 minutes since I answered that question.
That was fun.
Do I just keep answering the same question over and over again every time someone new pops in the stream?
The coffee's doing the thing, by the way.
Thanks, David. All right, since you said that, I'm going to be nice. I take 200 milligrams of test a week and 100 milligrams of DHB. SWAT, ETA, 10 minutes. That'd be funny because I've already talked to my brother-in-law about that.
Oh my God,
He's a Metro cop and he's a former Marine. My brother-in-law, former Marine.
Dad!
And we were asking him about the swatting thing. Did you actually get that?
Yeah.
Do it again. And so like that's something we don't have to worry about. Like if somebody tried to swat us.
And the ball down my butt.
Christian White. What's up, big dog? Not much, just taking a rest here while my sister's having a conniption fit. That one motivated guy, they're always asking you the same questions. Yeah, I think what happens is like people pop in and then for 30 seconds you'd be like, yeah, I'm done with this douchebag, and then they leave. And then we get more, and then they wind up asking the same question over and over again. How many calories? Right around 3,500, 3,000. I'm maintaining a weight class though, so I don't really need to. You know, guys bulk up, they get like 250, 260, whatever. I could probably bulk up to 280 if I wanted to. But since I'm trying to maintain a weight class, I'm 51 years old, and I've been trained at this weight class for the last 10 years of my life, I don't need a whole huge caloric surplus to either gain or lose. I mean, I want to trim weight, I just cut 500 calories, start trending downwards. If you want to gain weight, eat a couple extra cookies. You know what I mean? Like it's not difficult to move up or down. Opener classic. I'm raw. I don't classic raw is wraps. I compete raw. My records are on Open Power or powerliftingwatch.com. I'm currently ranked #1 in the United States for my weight and age. USPA, all federations. I got the #1 rank, and I'm top three in the world. The last time I checked, I was like #2 or #3. How much weight can you curl? I have no fucking idea. I don't really do curls. You ever did a strongman? No, I've been going to the strongman competitions. There's a YouTube content creator, check him out, Unknown Strongman. If you remember that, his name's Bryce. I went to one of his meets in Utah. He's awesome. He's a beast. He just walks around the forest and picks fucking trees up and shit. He's a real monster. Ever since I went to that, I've been doing more of the strongman stuff. They've started a community here in Vegas. I'm really considering doing one. How can I get more defined abs despite having some belly fat, even though I already exercise regularly and maintain a healthy diet?
Coffee.
Stubborn body fat can be a little tough. First, I would ask, what's your age and weight? Second, I would ask, what kind of cardio do you do? Assuming what you're telling me is accurate, I would want to define what does regularly exercising look like to you. What is my lifting splits? I do squats Monday, bench Wednesday, deadlift Friday, roughly. In between that, I do boxing 3 times a week over at Artist Boxing Gym, Sunset and Pecos.
Trained by the one and only Coach Polly.
That's right. So cardio is pretty rough. Like when we do cardio at the boxing gym, that motherfucker makes us, like you've seen Rocky chasing chickens and shit.
I'm at 40.
What kind of gear do strong strength take? I would imagine the same thing as there's so many compounds that do so many things. A lot of the younger guys, it seems like the popular thing is trend. It's also the most toxic, has the most side effects. I don't think anybody over the age of 40 should even consider taking that. But you don't need a whole lot of, if you're a natural lifter and you do decide to go on some kind of exogenous hormone, a little bit goes a long way. You'd be really surprised. And I'm not telling you to do it. I don't think anybody should. Like, I waited till I was almost 46 years old. But if you haven't, and then also, what are your goals? Like, why are you going on compounds? Like, I'm a competitive power lifter. I had records I was chasing, and I competed in an untested division, meaning everything's fair game. And, if you didn't have that goal, if I wasn't trying to achieve something specifically, would I be on anything other than a doctor amount of hormone replacement? Probably not. Yeah, I know, she's awesome. I love her. Oh. Okay, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. Oh, nice. Nicely done. So, you just did
It's only 40 though.
it's kind of a truck pull. This is what I would do.
I only did 40.
I'm going to get you set up.
Oh god. Please get 40. That's like max.
Put your
That's
feet
the
up against these. Right?
Yeah.
Put your feet up against these. Sit down. Legs straight.
Could I get as high as I do?
Now pull straight back. Your back straight. Arch your chest. Puff your chest down. Pull.
And
Now try it. Pull. Pull straight back with your back. Pull with your back. Yeah, all the way down. Now up. Keep your back straight. Keep your back straight. That's one. Back straight. Back straight. Pull the shoulders through. You just did a deadlift. Good girl. Do it now. Do it. 1, 2. Little girly girl. Wait, if I'm a girly man, would she be a manly girl?
a what?
You little manly girl.
I don't think so, buddy. Too bad if he walks off stage.
David A. He's actually 29, but the gear ages. That's funny. So I'm 50. People are like, you look young for a 50-year-old. Oh, but the gear ages, right? How about my hair, too? Needs a haircut, though. Does test have to deal with pain? I'm traumatic brain injury survivor at 47. I'm having trouble pulling weight. That sounds neurological. Yes. So short answer is yes. Steroids, PEDs will help with the healing process, but But you really, yes, at a certain point, you want to get a doctor involved because you need to come up with a strategy. Like, what are you trying to heal? How are you going about trying to heal it? Like, have you been properly diagnosed? Like, it sounds like neuropathy to me, with a brain injury. Like, there's something electronically disconnected that maybe needs some help. And training full range of motion, even if it's with lightweight, will help that connection. But I would need to know more context because I'm not a doctor. Like if you're essentially listening to a retarded fucking gorilla lift weights in his gym, like what the hell do I know? Luckily, I'm surrounded by good people. My wife's like a sports therapist level massage therapist. She used to do the Cirque du Soleil people. I trained with a physical therapist who's an actual PhD. And we got some really good people at our disposal here in Vegas, but at the end of the day, I am just some meathead in his garage. I feel like TRT is important at age 40. David A. If you're suffering from low testosterone, if you truly are low T, it will change your life, for sure.
Where do I look?
I can't stress that enough. Like, I waited 5 years to go on it because I didn't want to lose my natural status. I knew the second I started taking tests, that's all I was going to have to do is answer these stupid questions. But I feel so much better. Like, I would have made that decision over again 10 times over. No regrets at all. My only regret, and I don't necessarily regret it, but I did mess around with some higher heavy-duty compounds, and I had some side effects. And I wish I would not have tried those, but at the same time, I can say, you know what, I got the context. I understand in what ways they can be terrible for you. So now I can at least tell people, like, my experience with them.
How do I look?
How can people improve the bench press? Something you have applied and knows it works. The first thing every single lifter, without knowing your program, without ever having seen you lift, can do is tempo reps. Meaning, you're bench pressing, right? If you slow your tempo down, 1, 2, 3, stretch as much as you can, full range of motion, and then fire off your chest. So slow down, fast up. Explosion, slow, 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 stretch, 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 explosion. Just making that change alone will increase with the same program you're doing, will increase everything. Now we want to look at how much weight are you using, how frequently, what does your program look like? Because it's easy, the first thing I would do is add more bench days. If I'm trying to get my bench up, I'm going to go to 3 days a week for a short period of time, 3 to 4 weeks max. But you might be one of those guys that's already benching 3 times a week, so then maybe it's too much volume, and we need to look at like lowering the volume and raising the intensity. So what is your bench program right now? Bro, are you wearing a Speedo? Pretty fucking close, actually, now you mention it. They're pretty shorties. Wow. But if you had an ass like mine, you'd do the same thing. Fatima, do you take any proteins?
Yeah.
Trend is great. Not if you're over 40, that should kill you. Does sitting like that not hurt your balls? Sitting like what? Sitting in a chair? Where's my moderators? Did you guys leave me?
Who?
This video is getting long. Alright.
Wait, when you wrapping it up?
How do you know when it takes more to do that we have left to do and whether we regularly that? See, how do you know when it takes more to do than shit? Moving too fast. How do you know when it takes more to do than we have left to take on whether I lift regularly or not? It's the same as I didn't. I don't know. Do you find joy in it? Do you like doing? I mean, a lot of people just lift because they have to, and I think everybody should lift. Every person should do some form of resistance training, full range of motion. It'll make your life better, guaranteed. But most people don't actually enjoy it. It's the same as brushing your teeth or doing your dishes or whatever else you got to do during the day. It's one of those things you just got to do. You got to walk the dogs, whatever, or you're going to shit all over your house. If you don't lift weights, you're going to turn into an immobile piece of crap that can barely tie his shoes when he's in his 50s. Fine. So we do all those things. But whether or not you really push it, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that for you. It's like, what do you find meaning in? Like,
I have a tens plate.
how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? But Jimmy, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck?
He does that to me all the time. It's stupidly annoying.
Could you give a solid mass monster a stack? I don't know if I should talk about that on YouTube, but I know some people. Wait, you're a Marine? Hell yeah, Semper Fi, brother. Are you asking, or are you one of us?
Dad.
How much TRT? That depends if I'm competing or if I'm just cruising. Right now I'm cruising. I'm on 200 a week. But if I'm competing, I bump that up. What are you trying to do now?
I'm trying to add more.
Do you want to do any, like, you want to hit the mix or anything?
Sure.
No, we need to kind of, what else am I doing here? Oh, yeah, that's right. I wanted to do, no, I was doing, you hijacked my push list.
Did I?
Yeah. That's all right.
Okay.
You can do those.
No, I'm good with that.
Well, you got weights all over them. What are you trying to do?
Trying to add more weight.
To why? What are we trying to accomplish? What is it you are doing?
I'm trying to accomplish a new work.
To do what? In what way are you working out?
What am I just saying?
I forgot what we do.
We're going
You want to hit the mix or what?
Sure. If I have to put on my wraps, no. Because it take too long.
Your speed wraps take too long?
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. You want to spar with that too? Right here.
Does that look right?
What's up?
Does that look right?
No.
I just watched myself replay the drum.
You don't have to worry if you got no money. People on the river got plenty to give. Give me jab.
What?
Give me jab. Give me jab. Give me jab. Jab cross. Jab cross. Jab cross. Stop. I know. You automatically go into both of those, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Jab.
Does it make me jump?
Cross. Cross. Give me real cross. People are watching you. Oh!
It's easier to hit you, not the target.
You did a good job, cross.
I want to.
You don't want to really do this.
I do!
Okay,
I just don't want to play
come on. Oh, wait, you can put them on. You should, anyways. If you're gonna spar me, you really should wear it. You know where they are?
Yeah. On my back.
They're not in there. I think they're in my bag, which is in the truck. You mind grabbing them?
Entertain people while I'm gone.
What, do you want me to do it?
Yeah. I'm going to guys are taking off. Bye. I don't know.
Bobby, hey, watch the comments. I'm gonna run to the truck and grab my bag real quick.
Bobby. Hello. He is like my twin, but I'm just more fashionable. Yeah. He's a Marine. Hello, everybody.
Alright.
He's back.
Rolling down a river. What I missed?
Thomas.
We are Marines. Semper Fi. Hell yeah. You too, Nodak. David, yeah, I'm assuming you're a jarhead. Do a double McTwisty. How's a double McTwisty? I'm gonna do MMA. No, we've been doing pretty much boxing training
Thomas.
the last 3 months. I was doing kickboxing before then, but
Thomas Javis. You need to learn to punch harder in case someone jumps.
yeah, it's her. Me and Della have weird haircuts. I got the mohawk, and then she's shaved around the side.
You guys want to say it?
You gotta cut your hair.
It's right now fuzzy.
Get your ass up.
No.
Camp Horno, holy shit! So you were up by Las Pulgas gate, right? Do a kick to the bag. I haven't thrown one in a while.
I will. I volunteer.
I also don't have my shoes on.
I volunteer. I'll do it. Did you guys hear that?
I don't really have the shoes on for it.
I just positioned the camera to a good spot.
Spartan kick. The deep.
Let me try.
Go for it.
Which one? Over.
A good one.
Dang.
See, those shoes, I'm telling you. I'd be better off barefoot if it was a kid.
Okay.
Your foot. Hands up. You gonna fight?
No. There we go. You happy?
Ugh. I'm a little rusty. We've been training straight up boxing the last 3 months because I want to learn the footwork. Hell yeah, putting my wraps on as we speak. That's what I like to hear. Oh man, as soon as I start doing heavy back stuff though on YouTube, everyone and their mother becomes like a UFC fight commentator. They're like, you're not rotating your fist always. You didn't do your thing, you 100% right. And I'm like, fuck off. Like a 50-year-old douchebag in his garage with a heavy bag. Like, what am I gonna do? Like,
And he likes to laugh way too much when he gets hurt.
Get
Who
your
wants to
glove
do some boxing tutorial?
on. Get your glove on.
No, I
You
want.
got all goddamn night, kiddo.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna all stay up till midnight. Let's see. He's a rock star.
Do do do.
And
Small legs. Well, these aren't that bad, are they? Because, well, yeah, you know what it is? It's the camera angle, because I got the camera up high. So it actually makes my upper body look bigger than it is.
Yeah.
Ready? Jab, bam, jab, jab, jab.
That's not jab.
I know you're right. Jab, jab, jab.
I don't know what happens every time I miss.
Every time you miss, though, you fall on the floor and it takes you 30 seconds to get back up again.
I gotta go for a spin.
Jab press, duck. Bam, bam, bam. Jab press. Keep it, keep it, keep it. We're fighting. We're fighting. Jab press. Okay. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, duck, duck. Oh. Yeah. We'll do 2 ducks. Ready? Duck. Bam, bam, duck. Bam, bam, bam. Keep going.
Yeah. The what?
Jab. Jab. Footwork.
I thought you said
Keep going,
that.
keep going, keep going. So when this one, like what I want you to do, will be like jab cross, duck, duck, keep your hands up, and you go bam, 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 cross. Finish that last one with a nice fake.
No.
And then I slap you in the face while you're doing that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Good rotation.
8.
Ready? Bam, duck, duck, bam, 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 cross. Big cross. Give me a big cross. Bam, big cross. Bang. So we'll just do jab, jab, duck. Jab, or get 2 jabs. Bam, bam, cross, duck, duck, big cross. So jab, jab.
I'm sorry.
Move this just so I can. See? Jab, jab. Jab, jab, cross, duck, big cross. Bam. Are you okay?
I had a piece of hair in my mouth, and it was tearing me apart.
Well, you know what? Wow, you got some static going on, kiddo. I think it's the dress you're wearing.
Hello.
Jab, jab. Bam, cross, duck, duck, big cross. Jab, jab. Jab, jab, cross, duck, big cross. Keep your hands up.
I was destroyed.
Jab, jab. Bam, bam, cross, duck, big cross.
A big crush, you big red.
Jab, jab. 2 jabs. Bam, bam, cross, duck, big
And
cross.
I get that in the stomach. I want to fight you.
Give me 4. 1, 2, 3. Give me 4. Duck. Just 4 in a duck, ready? 4. Duck. Hands up. But when you come out of the duck, I want your hands up here.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Duck. Hands up. Up here. Jab cross. Jab.
I'll wait.
Jab. Jab. Jab cross. So can you do a step jab? Step. So you're gonna jab and step this in. Step in. There you go. There you go. A little faster. Snap here. Keep going, don't stop, don't stop. Get at it. Step to that. Short step. Short step, long jab. Little step, long reach. Keep going, don't stop. Short step, long reach. Try to get around it. No, now you're going to do big jab. We're going to step jab and then cross. Ready? There you go. So do that again. Ready? Step jab cross. Bam. 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 Whoa. Keep going.
Ow! That hurt.
81, son. I grew up watching Tyson. I can't. Well, is it just me? Or do you guys? Were we out of the camera's view? Oh, that sucks if that's the case. Is anyone else hoping that the Jake Paul Tyson fight is real and that Tyson just destroyed him? Jones, I think Jones is my favorite boxer of all time.
You said it was Mike Tyson a couple days ago.
That's a tough one. Mike Tyson's my favorite person. My favorite boxer has got to be Roy Jones. He shaved a little lower. So the way I taught my daughter how to punch was I let her hit me in the stomach as hard as she could. So when she got into the ring with the other girls, they all know how to box and move around good, but they don't really know how to hit. So she's like slugging the shit out of them, conversely for a 9-year-old. And they're all crying and they're like, dude, it's too hard. And, oh my God, it was like a nightmare.
Murder! No, not actually.
Oh, we should take your gloves off for it.
I got bubble gum stuck in my lip from blowing the bubble.
Willpower, are you talking to me? How much TRT are you on? 200 a week plus 100 DHB. Is that your daughter or granddaughter? Are you saying I'm old? It's my daughter. You know what I did? It's funny because I got sober in 2013 and I thought I was freaking sterile, and all of a sudden I started popping kids out. I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. So, but now think about it like this. If I would have had kids when I was supposed to in my 20s and 30s, I would have been an absolute shithead of a father. And I'm not saying I'm a great dad now, don't get me wrong, but I will say that I care more about my kids than I do about shit that young men care about, like going out to clubs and meeting women. And I've got my wife, I got my job, I got my house, I got the cars, whatever. I got all the crap a guy can need. And now I can spend time with my kids. Like, I'm not going out drinking. I haven't had a beer since 2013. I appreciate it, Trappa. Gen X powerlifting uncle. I like that. That's got a ring to it. Congratulations on getting sober. I appreciate it. It was a rough one, man. I can't believe that woman stayed with me. It cost me a divorce. I got a divorce, but then when I met Christina, I was sober when we met, but I had a couple relapses that were really ugly, and she stuck with me through them. I'm 50 years old.
We're old people.
I'm in the same boat. I woke up one day and didn't want alcohol or cocaine. You know, and it just goes away. You know, I don't have any, like, even when I go out with my friends now, we go to the bar, we go drinking, I hang out with the guys, and I take my wife out. She drinks. They all have a good time. I just don't have a desire for it. Trappo, yeah. Oh, yeah, my Grinch shirt. You don't look a day older than 49 and a half. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Erica, thank you. Yeah, I love YouTube. They're like, you look like somebody put out a forest fire on your face with a screwdriver. Oh, well, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. I have no regrets. Any good recipes? Yes. So one thing I've been doing is I'm buying reasonably inexpensive cuts of meat from the store, like chuck roast, that kind of thing. And then I've been soaking them in beef broth and brine. Like I cover them in brine completely, 100%. And I'll let them soak for 2 or 3 days. And then I sear the crap out of them and either put them in the smoker or in the oven at like 170 degrees and just let them slow cook for hours and hours and hours. And it has just been turning out delicious. How many calories you eat per day, by the way? Roughly 3,500. And I haven't measured them in a while. But not that many. Like on the days I don't train, sometimes I'm surprised if I even eat 2,000 calories. And I intermittent fast. So I do 18 hours fasting with 6 hours of eating.
Hey, Dad.
Trappa. Yeah, you're fine, man. No one around your age is going to keep a good body like you. I'm not. So my goal is really more to get guys our age, older, going again. You know, like if you're one of those guys and you're stuck on the couch, you got injuries, you haven't worked out in a while, and you just don't think you can. It's too late. It's not. It is not too late. When I started training, I was 35, 40 pounds overweight, and I'd pretty much given up on life.
Can you do 100 with this thing?
In what way? See, the knee still gets sore even if it's sitting for a minute. All that stretching. Deadlifting? What do you mean, like, well, that's not that much weight, sweetheart. You talking about like this? This is actually a variation I wanted to show you guys earlier. If you have access to a cable machine, and a lot of them are going to be seated, you can get your legs up on something. Get that stretch, keep it back straight. This right here is a real good way for guys that are coming back from injuries to do deadlifts. So I'm not pulling with my back, I'm pulling with my glutes and my hamstring.
Bring it all the way to the top.
Try to focus on the stretch. Like, what's cool about the cables is you can make adjustments with them. So you can adjust your foot positioning. You know, you can focus on one side of the body over the other. Things of that nature. So the cable machine can be really, really useful to guys that want to get back into, like you're mimicking the deadlift, bam. But this gives you a little more flexibility as to work around limitations that you older guys might have. Want to keep boxing, sweetheart? Let's do a little bit of head training, and then we'll spar, okay? You still got your wraps on?
Yeah. I want to box you.
We will. If we're gonna do the thing, would you grab my gloves?
Catch.
Thank you. Now, will you grab my gloves?
Catch.
Now, will you grab my glove?
It's right there. Get yourself.
You think that dress is gonna be too long for you? I know the other one's not quite as long.
No. I know what I can do.
I don't know if I have the right shoes on for this.
That's why I just want to box you. Does that mean we could do kicks today?
Huh?
Does that mean we could do 2 kicks? deadlifting man, the killer of machines. His name is Charlie/Dad.
Charlie slash Dad.
Here, Dad, let me get your glove. Catch. Hey, Dad. Catch.
Thanks, kiddo.
Catch.
Where's your glove at?
I don't know what it is. See my life hack that I did? See, like,
Yeah. You turned your dress into a thing.
a jumpsuit.
Now, what would happen if, God forbid, you actually came out here and trained with like shorts and a t-shirt?
Probably never. Where's my bag?
Look at this one. Here's some jelly gas. Cool.
That's it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, Mike.
No!
Breathe.
I will breathe.
Breathe. Breathe. Breathe. All right, get back.
I wanna take it.
Do something. Do something.
That was a silly move. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, I want to actually train this. I didn't mean you can't. You could still. Hey, wait, come here.
What?
All right.
What?
I asked you if you want to train. If you don't want to, that's fine.
I do.
Well, then train.
But you don't want to train with me.
Well, you're not training.
I'm in a silly mood, Dad.
All right.
I want to destroy you in a battle.
Punchy, bad, watch for hand. She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to train tonight, though. She just wants to be silly.
I want to battle you.
I will let you battle if you hit the bag right. I'm trying to show you off. You've been training with a professional boxer for 6 months.
Kathy.
No. And he hasn't been showing you that, but that's what we normally do. Nice. Here, Simon says, ready?
Okay. Next.
Nope.
You said it was Simon Says.
Simon says, fucking hit the bag. Alright, Simon says 3 jabs. I know I'll do. Simon says. Simon says.
What, jab?
Jab, crossbow.
This?
Yep.
Yeah.
You duck that. I feel like you gotta duck to it. You're thinking too much. Just punch it. There you go. Now I'll do Simon says, here we go. Liver, face, vacuum.
What?
Liver, head.
Wow, I feel tall anyway.
Can you throw a low hook? Look me right here, man. Now look me in the head.
Is that how you did it?
Look me in the liver. And look me in the head. Do the same thing to the back. Now do the other side. And what I want you to focus on is when you're throwing your hook, you get your body right.
Yeah.
When you're doing the switching back, shift your weight one foot to the other.
So,
Yep. Now, as soon as you come over to this side, go to the other side.
is that what you did?
Yep. So we'll do this. So get your fighting stance. We're going to go left. We're going to go right. See my feet?
Yeah.
I'm shifting my weight. Bam, bam, bam.
You just see Simon says.
Can you hear this? Shift your weight, slap them in the face. We're making a song. Shift your weight, slap them in the face. Mike's gonna win. How about Paul? I hope Tyson wins. My fear is it's gonna be a rigged fight. Like it's not gonna be real. She's already put her in the ring with Tyson. Whoever white say me.
Me!
Well, I was adopted, so I'm not sure. Are you okay? What did you just do?
You made me laugh so hard.
Watch your people's mouth when it comes to skin. Yeah, you know what? Let's just. I don't really like seeing race stuff. I don't know what the context is. We don't really make those distinguishes. We don't distinguish skin color. You know, it's funny. I was looking at a map of the world. You can go look this up, and it shows skin color relative to the distance to the equator. And if you pull that map up, it shows you rough demographics of all the people on Earth as they are farther from the equator. And the correlation I saw around the globe was the closer to the equator you are, the darker your skin, and the farther away from the equator you are, the lighter your skin. So, would it not stand to logically that since they've already looked at our genome and decided that we come from like a really, really small gene pool of descendants, that no matter what our skin color or our demographics are, we're all pretty much the same monkeys. Then it comes down to culture.
But Dad's an orangutan.
And yeah, we're all human, George.
Dad, monkeys.
So she says I'm an orangutan. That might be true.
No, you're an orangutan.
So I don't know. I just think the whole race thing is like the libertarian standpoint is your life's not my fault and my life's none of your business. So that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. I did it.
Thanks, Novak. I appreciate you looking out. All right, kiddo.
What?
Ah,
I'm just going to do it.
are we gonna spar?
Yeah. I forgot what I was doing. How's my hair look? Do I look ready? Oh, one sec.
What are you doing?
My jaw hurts.
Yeah, 'cause you've been chewing gum for the last hour.
Remind me of that?
Yeah. Accidents happen.
Yeah.
It's right there. And then after this, we'll wrap this up and then go to the store. What do you think?
Yeah! I am the screen. I am the one hiding under your bed. I forgot the rest of the song. That's what I said. My name. Well, my name is Chicka Chicka Some Shady. You know, I only learned last night that Eminem was Slim Shady. I mean, last month.
Okay. You good?
No.
You know?
Wait.
Well, Slim Shady is Eminem's alter ego. So it's like his stage name. Does that make sense?
But
What's your stage name?
Capiola de Nico.
There you go.
I literally just made that up. No, I'm gonna be Grace Wagner of the Dolphins. I don't know. I'm not gonna be a singer. I'm gonna be a read my holidays. Everybody, comment down below what you're gonna be in the future.
What?
What you're gonna be in the future, or what you already are. Oh, Dad, I feel something stuck in my head, and it hurts.
Yeah.
Yes. Get a little nose itch before I.
You love it, huh?
I know.
Okay. Let's say we let, what about 2 minutes of actual training and 40 minutes of getting ready?
I'm not
Ready?
gonna take it easy on him.
Oh, jeez. Nice. You notice I keep cutting your assless off. Right ahead. Jeez. Oh, you got me.
I don't need that here. Maybe it's a half one. I can fight big men. Oh, like they always do, though. Don't leave yourself open. Oh, no.
Well, that's not fair. We're not going to start throwing kicks. Stop with that.
I have it fun too. Back in the game. Hey, bud.
Oh, nice. Right up the pipe, 20. That was a good uppercut. All right. I want to come and do Andrew's butt. Oh, be jealous. Oh, you got another uppercut.
What? I just tried to open it.
No, that's good. That's good. Keep your guard up.
They hit nobody's spot.
Keep your guard up. Do not throw. Ooh.
Are you done?
That was a good one.
Are you done?
Hell no. That was a good one. Oh, shit, man. Oh,
Why you on bed? What day?
watch out. You are leaving yourself open. Tap you side to head. There you go. Oh.
It's not fair. Remember, don't fall up. I'll just come from under. No hits and wind. Don't leave yourself open.
Oh. What do you say? Call it a night?
Yeah.
Okay.
I hope that was fun. And for sure it was here.
Oh no, we'll check the chat out, see what everybody's saying before we leave.
Oh yeah. Just now see my beautiful face.
Nah. The tiny gloves are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Murder somebody next time.
Jonathan. Oh, you have no idea. It's a challenge though, man. I wish my son was here.
Me? Challenge?
Having kids is a challenge. But not you guys specifically, but just everything that goes with it. Like on the days that like I'm budgeted to where I could probably quit my job and I could sell a car and I'd be okay. My mortgage isn't that high. My bills, I don't have a lot of whole overhead debt. But like, what keeps me getting up in the morning and busting my butt? Where's my hat?
What hat?
My little beanie.
I found a hat. What? I found a hat. So I grabbed it.
Where's my beanie?
Mm.
Don't hit me when I'm not looking, okay? That's not cool.
Then,
You hit too hard.
then find your own beanie. I don't know where your beanie is.
What I was saying is like they're the ones that kind of keep me going when I want to quit.
Yes.
Because there's many days, and I've had like how it is in construction. You work for shit ass bosses.
Hold it. That would have.
I'm looking for my hat.
Okay. Ow.
If I lived alone and I quit my job, I would probably be fine. But the ones that would suffer would be the girls, the kids, my wife.
House.
So, oh, here it is.
Piggyback. Piggy.
She has excellent footwork. Honestly, she's 9 years old. She's training with Paul Mayorkin at Artist Boxing Gym.
You should go check it out.
We go 2-3 times a week, and she's really coming along. And wow, holy shit, you sick? Thank you. That's, I'm saying, I don't know what to say. Not really used to. No, I appreciate it, and I've taught her everything I know how to. Like, I'm learning with them. I'm training with them because I want to get better. I wish my son was here because he trains too. We're the boxing family. We go to the gym, and there's a couple of other kids she trains with. She's going to be a sanctioned fighter. Nevada's going to sanction her.
Well, Aiden, I don't.
That's right. It is the Marine Corps birthday. Wow,
Yeah.
I can't believe you did that. It was like I really appreciate it.
Hey, Dad.
Well, I would love nothing more than if I could turn YouTube into something where I didn't have to work 14-hour days on commercial construction. I would love to, and I want to open my own gym. That's my goal. We have a business plan. It's just a matter of times have been tough. Hopefully I can pull it off, and I won't have to wake up at 3 a.m. to go bust my ass on construction sites. I'll be lifting weights for money.
Well, Dad.
Yes, Dad.
I don't think Aiden likes boxing. Why I say that is because half the time he just doesn't do it. He bails out. He's like, oh, I feel sick.
He likes the boxing. He doesn't like the work. Because you know how the coach, boxing is more than just sparring, throwing punches. It's the cardio. It's the repetitive hitting the heavy bag. It's the sit-ups. It's the weightlifting. It's the running. And he doesn't love the process. He just likes the shiny parts. Dude, that's it. Okay, you guys want some life advice? If I can give any, I'm not you have to learn to love the parts that suck to be good at anything.
I try to not go whenever I don't.
The day when I'm training to compete at Worlds, especially when I'm getting close to competition, it's a grind. It sucks sometimes, and it's getting cold out here, or it's hot in the summer. Whatever it is, either you got off of work late or you got to get up early to go to work. Working around injuries. If you don't have that drive to train, no matter how bad you're feeling, no matter what obstacles are in your way, you're just not going to be elite. If I could get her to put 1/10 of that spastic energy that she shows when she's not 100% the center of attention, she would be in the Olympics within the next year. You're in the chess club. You play the glockenspiel, and you're a percussionist.
Who wants to hear the glockenspiel?
No.
I think I left it at school anyway.
Thank God.
Nah.
Check out Frisella when it comes to the process of building. Absolutely. I'm Jonathan Carey. I have a social media that's projected to get big, and I'll gladly hit you up in a month or two. Yeah, no, I'm looking to network with anybody who's she's 9, who's serious about training or lifting, and it doesn't have to necessarily be powerlifting because we're just into general fitness. We're just into getting people. Anybody who's struggling to get started is my target audience. You know what I mean? George Jackson, construction isn't what it used to be. It's making prevailing wage $50 an hour. They cut out me from 25. Not too bad here in Vegas. The unions are really the iron workers are making a little over 50 an hour, between 50 and 60. I don't know about non-union work, but there's a lot of the rich people are putting their money into real estate because if you think about it, if the dollar fails, whatever the new currency or whatever that will be after it all shakes out, your property will still have value. So they're putting all of the money that they have into building these huge casinos. Because I was wondering why construction was so good in Vegas. When there's no customers, nobody's showing up, and it's just they're just putting their money into these buildings. And then of course you got construction on the East Coast because of the hurricanes and the disasters. So that's gonna, if you are in the trades, that'll be a good place to make some serious money for the next 10 years or so. But of course that means you got to relocate. You know, me being 50, I just want to open up a gym, man. That's what I've been trying to do for the last couple of years. Competitive swimmer in southern Colorado. That's awesome. Fitness base, but it goes. All right, sweet. Hey, do me a favor.
What?
Put some hot water on for me.
Why?
Because I asked you to.
Why?
Can you do that for me?
What's
Please?
on the stove?
On the boiler. Yeah, the big orange one.
Okay.
Thank you. Thoughts on Trump? What's Masons making in Vegas? Masons are between 40 and 50. I want to say they're close to 50 now, or like 48. We're losing buying power big time, and our wages aren't going up. Son is a competitive swimmer. Fitness based. It's fitness. Oh, Jonathan Carey. It's fitness based, but it goes into all sports, from boxing to basketball, baseball to powerlifting. I really appreciate that. I've been grinding away for the last 3 years, and you know me. I'm gonna train anyways. Like I'm like an old guy in his gym. I'm just training. Like I put it on YouTube. But it's nice to know that something I'm doing is resonating. How many times you work out a day? I wouldn't really say it's how many times, it's how long. I mean, the garage is sort of like my church. I come out here after work and I could be here for a couple hours.
I'm gonna put my hands in like this.
Cool, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Thoughts on Trump? Well, obviously I voted for him. Realistically, like I don't put a whole lot of faith into any president because we have 3 branches of government that are designed to have checks and balances, and which is why nothing's really been able to change the last few years. Now that the Republicans have all 3 houses, it'll be interesting to see. What I expect to happen is that the stock market's going to do really well. The dollar will stabilize. Maybe we'll stop hemorrhaging money so much. And then I won't have to listen to this DEI crap, or like the DEI stuff's not going anywhere because it's slathered in industry like multimedia, video games, Hollywood. But now we have a voice where we can fight back.
What?
And that's what I appreciate. For the next 4 years, I don't have to listen to this nonsense. Love the dressing shirt. That's awesome. I'm from Chicago, but I live in Las Vegas. Look up to 6'2" bodybuilders to see some comparisons, and your live stream came up and joined. Thank you, Nicholas. I appreciate that. I'm not 6'2". I'm a little shorter than that. You gotta fight for your right. Sorry if that's okay. Think you're aware, and sorry if that threw you off, Gerald. Actually, what was throwing me off is my daughter in the background. She's taking my really expensive paint pens and raping them.
What do you mean?
What are you doing, sweetheart? You didn't ask me if you can use those. You can. More about my channel. Well, really, it's just like, so I'm a competitive powerlifter. I'm an elite level powerlifter. I'm ranked top in the world for my weight and age. I'm number 1 in the United States for 220, 50 and older. I have my DOT score is over 500. Let's see, I'm ranked 3 in the world roughly. So I'm up there. I'm ranked really high in the world for my age and my weight class. I own the Nevada state records across 2 weight classes. I've competed at IPL Worlds the last 2 years. I played silver medal twice. I'm a pretty good powerlifter. That's what the majority of my channel is. But I've dedicated a lot of my playlists to things like physical therapy, conditioning, and I also kind of have like a rant where we just talk about life in general, life and lifting. And I also have some playlists dedicated to hobbyists. Like we're nerds at heart. So we like things like Warhammer 40K, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, video games, comic books, manga, J.R.R. Tolkien, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. We are nerds with muscles. And what I like to do is I have a small portion of my community that really likes that stuff, and that's what I'm into. So we also not only talk about lifting in life, but we display our hobbies as well. I used to be a professional illustrator back in the day, and I do some artwork as well. So but I would say 90% of my channel is lifting related. How many genders are there? 2.
When we finish.
Do you have any helpful advice for anyone who wants to begin lifting? Yeah. Yes, I do.
When we finish, can I show this? And
Let me answer this question, sweetheart. For anyone that wants to start lifting, find a program, something simple like the 5x5, the 5-3-1, whatever. I recommend the starting strength 5x5. But find exercises you like to do and start doing them. The number one thing for anybody starting their fitness journey is consistency. You're going to have about 6 months of what they call newbie gains, where no matter what you do, it's going to cause an adaptation in your body, whether you're lifting correctly, whether you have the sloppiest form in the world. If you start lifting, those first 6 months, you can't do it wrong. So, find a program, stick with it. The most important thing you need to do is build the consistent habit. So never, ever, ever miss more than 3 days in a row. I like to go 3 days a week if I'm new. Find somebody to help you be accountable. Find a buddy, whatever. But if you don't, if you're training at home, get online. Find somebody you can talk to, someone that's going to check in on you, see what your progress is. Get involved in a community. I have a Discord channel, but I haven't been maintaining it. I highly recommend checking out the lifter named Sephist, Sephist. He's another elite level power lifter, and he has an awesome Discord that you could join, and I've been going there a lot lately, but I think I'm try to start my own up here. Well, yeah, and the reason I bring Sephist up is because he's got a community. Like, if you're alone, if you don't have a friend to go to the gym with, or a gym, if you're at home lifting water jugs or whatever, it's good to get in a community where you can bounce ideas off of. I don't know, you're showing your tits? Help me, how do I get chest? I got a good rib body, but the chest is kind of the drawback. Alright, the number one important thing for growing any muscle, but specifically the pectoral muscles. And the one thing I see most people doing wrong, they go heavy, they do this. You gotta slow that tempo down, and you gotta stretch the pecs as much as possible. Stretch, that's what flies are good for. Those pec deck machines, you could stretch everything out. In that stretched position, that's where the growth occurs. Everybody thinks it's contracted. It's this, not this. All of it's important. You want the whole range of motion. But these are what's called lengthened partials. Like, say I am holding weights. That's a lengthened partial. This is where most of your chest growth is going to occur. But you want to get that whole range of motion. And that's with any muscle. That could be the bicep. You want to get it stretched out. Any muscle, find out. Go online, look at the anatomy of the human body, and look and see where the connection points are. This right here folds up nice in the under and goes right here to the collarbone. The biceps have 2 points. Bam, bam, bam. You want to get those stretched out. Same thing with the triceps. You want to lengthen them all the way. You want to get everything stretched out. That's where the growth occurs. Crack walnuts with those cheeks. Hell yeah, I can. Can I get a good chest with chest flies? Shoulder pain when I press my body. Yeah, I would imagine chest flies. Well, by themselves, you can't do push-ups or anything. I mean, because here's the thing. The pectoral muscles, the triceps, not so much the delts, but the front and the medial, they really respond to heavy weight. So that's why I like to use the camber bar. It's a barbell with a camber in it. It extends the range of motion 4 inches because it gives you that stretchability. That's also the beauty of you being able to use dumbbells because you can, if you can do dumbbell flies where you're laying back down and just modify that trajectory so you can put a little more weight on it. The more weight you're going to be able to incorporate into a full range of motion movement, the better results you're going to get. So, I always tell people, like, don't just start going heavy. If you're light and you're injured, stay light, but work into a heavier weight. Your goal should always be trying to progress to more and more and more. My moves, my man boobies, my milk jugs. My milkshake brings all the boys to you. Damn right, it's better than yours. I teach you, but I have to charge. What if we are too young for the gym? The world is your gym, Zachary. Go outside, find some boulder, pick it up, fill up milk jugs, get buckets, fill them with garbage, find some brake discs, put them on the end of a gas pipe. Get under your couch and bench that. Do 1,000 push-ups a day. Find something to do pull-ups until your arms fall off. You don't need a gym. You know what I started out with? A landmine, which is a shitty rusty barbell in the corner of a room with one plate on it, where I was lifting it up like a lever, moving it back and forth, doing all that, squatting with it. You don't need a gym. Gym helps. It's way more efficient, and there's people that are like-minded there, so it's going to make you better because you're going to be around people that are better or doing better or pushing you to be better, so there is that value. But no excuses. Find something heavy, pick it up. Put it down, pick it up again. I have low back injury but want to work out my lats and upper back. Any tips? Yeah, man. Seated cable pull downs. Well, especially at the gym where they anchor your legs. Lock that back, take the back out of the equation. Or lay on a bench and do seal rows. Take the back out of the equation. Or find that machine where you just pull with your arm. Take the back out of the equation. But also find out why your back's injured and work on physical therapy lifts to correct the injury, which is what I mostly focus on. See, I'm more like, well, work out what you can, obviously. Do what you can, but try to improve the injury. So if it's an injured back and you need to work, we really want to try to fix the problem and not work around it. Is that really you and RVD? Yeah. RVD, maybe not, I don't know. I'm sure I understand. Like the channel, but never put your face on the screen. Gerald, I gotta be honest with you. Like, it does actually concern me too, but at the same time, like, it is a family channel. We all train together. And she's never on screen without me with her. But you are right, man. There's some freaking creepers on the internet. All right, kiddos. I gotta get inside. What are you doing here? Show it off.
This is for the ending.
Go ahead.
And then you shut it off. Bye-bye.
It's backwards.
Is it?
Yeah, look at the camera. Hold it up.
But it isn't backwards there.
Oh, you're right. It's backwards in my phone.
Yay!
No kidding. All right, guys. I love you all.
See you on the break.
Tomorrow, I'm not going to be training because I'm taking my wife to an American, Native American festival. But what is it? Veterans Day. We'll be doing maybe deadlifts. Veterans Day deadlifts. What do you think?
See you on the bright side.
Love you guys. See you on the battlefield.